let's look at some historical context for color wheels. That is a representation of color in a graphical format. So the color wheel, which you see here, is an evolution of a thought that goes back to Sir Isaac Newton. In 1666, Newton discovered that he could deconstruct white light with a prism. This became known as Sir Isaac Newton's celebrated phenomenon of colors. He used these scientific discoveries to derive a color wheel, which in 7 asymmetrical segments arranged complementary colors opposite each other in a circle. Each side enhanced the other through optical contrast. He also arranged musical notes around the outside of the color wheel to suggest that, like music, colors could harmonize with each other as well. Let's fast forward in time to the 19th and early 20th centuries. In 1810, Johann von Goethe sought a new representation of the color wheel, one which combined his theories on art as well as the emotional perceptual qualities of color rather than simply their optical properties like Isaac Newton had theorized. Johannes Itten, whose 1960 color wheel is represented on the right side of this page, took the emotional characteristics of color one step further. In his theories on color, he separates warm colors containing yellow from cool colors containing blue. As we use our color wheel in the following slides to talk about color harmonization, you'll notice that, like Itten's representation, we aren't necessarily demonstrating color in regards to its luminance or brightness like we did in the earlier slides. For now, we're assuming a full brightness value for each color's hue and saturation. The first harmony we're going to talk about is complementary colors. Colors that complement each other are located at opposite sides of the color wheel. If you draw a line between them, they split the color wheel in half. The second harmony is triadic. Colors in triadic harmony generally split the wheel into equal thirds. However, sometimes they skew more towards one half of the wheel than the other. Lastly, analogous colors are color hues that are close to each other on the wheel. Numerically speaking, these are colors that are within 30 degrees of each other. Notice that once we add numerical values around our circle, the most important value to look at is that first parameter to the color function. That parameter represents the hue, and that hue is a representation of its angle along the color wheel. So based on the previous slide where we looked at the 3 types of color harmony, that is complementary, triadic, and analogous, we can look at a photograph like this sunset and sort of analyze it, seeing what types of color harmony are happening here. Can you name the 2 types of color harmony that we're seeing in this photograph? In this photograph of a James Turrell work, we have another color harmony. This is just one color harmony going on. Name that harmony. Name this color harmony. Lastly, take a look at this photograph and name this color harmony.